Welcome back to another Ret Paladin video. Verabin here. Today we are going to be looking at the brand new redesigned Paladin class tree. Blizzard made some really interesting changes to the pathing in the tree. So these are actually going to make it a lot easier for us to get some of the more positive talents that we want to be getting and to avoid some of the talents that aren't going to be as useful to Ret. So let's jump right in and take a look. All right, so before we get into the tree again, we're looking at the Paladin class tree. We are not going to be looking at the Ret tree just yet. I actually had a whole thing recorded where I was looking through the Ret tree, but because of this blue post where they said that they're actually going to be iterating and doing changes to the Ret tree in the next few weeks, I didn't really think it made sense to do the Ret tree right now. So we're just going to take a look at the Paladin tree. So first off, the first thing you're going to see is that in the top 8 here, you don't have to actually take a lot of talents that you don't want, right? So at the very start, from a PvE perspective, you're going to want to take Lay on Hands probably, and you're going to see why when we get down to the tree, because you kind of going to run out of points. You need to take it. You're either going to take Repentance or Blinding Light. I'm going to say you're going to take Blinding Light because there's probably not going to be a whole lot of situations for you to use Repentance. There may be some Mythic Plus pools or something, but probably not. So you're going to take Blinding Light. You're going to take Cleanse Toxins. You're probably going to take Divine Steed. You're going to take Fist of Justice. And you're going to take Judgment. Now, at this point, you have 1 point here that you still have to spend in here. So you can take Blessing of Freedom. You can take Devotion Aura if you think that you're going to be the only Paladin in a group. If you're going to be doing 5-mans, you're probably going to take this one. But all of a sudden, you can see now I can move down into all of these different talents that we want to get, and I don't have to actually get anything bad. So you have to take Avenging Wrath. You have to take Rebuke, obviously. You have to take Seal of Reprisal. But you're going to be able to skip some of these AoE talents that aren't super great, which is awesome. You're going to take Blessing of Protection for sure. You're going to take Blessing of Sacrifice. These are important utility talents that you definitely want to be taking. And then you're probably going to want to take Holy Aegis. It's only about 4% crit, but I think that crit is going to come in handy. I think you're going to take Unbreakable Spirit. You're probably going to take Blessing of Spell Warding. It depends on the dungeon. There might be some dungeons that have high bleeds or something like that, but most cases you're probably going to take Blessing of Spell Warding. Okay, so at this point we have 18 points spent. We still need 2 more to get down to the final row of stuff. You could get Sacrifice of the Just. That'll reduce the cooldown of Blessing of Sacrifice. You could get Judgment of Light. There's some Consecration stuff over here you can get through Golden Path or After Image. Will help with Port of Glory a little bit. I think that it doesn't really matter where you spend these points at this time. I kind of think Cavalier is probably good enough for that. And then I think Blessing of Freedom probably has some situational uses. So we're going to take those 2. And then from there, I'm going to go ahead and take Divine Purpose because I love Divine Purpose. And then we're going to take the 4% haste. It says 2%, but I'm assuming it's 2 plus 2. And then I think we're going to probably end up taking Sanctified Wrath because with this build, you're actually able to go down here and take Obduracy. You could take Hallowed Ground too if you wanted to, but it's not clear if Consecration's damage is really going to be meaningful. So the Speed and Avoidance might just be a little bit better. Speed is also kind of cool, so unclear there. You could probably have to send that and see how Consecration, if you'll actually be able to use it. But anyway, we're going to take that. We're going to take Seal of the Crusader. It has a chance to increase your damage by 10%. That's pretty good. And they're going to take Mad Paragon. At this point, you have 3 points left, so we still have 3 points. I think Seal of Might is probably going to end up being pretty good here because we can't really go and get much else. And then we have 1 point to spend. We could get Hallowed Ground. We could get one of these AoE talents. We could get Turn Evil. Might be situationally good. Sacrifice of the Just might be situationally good. I'm going to go ahead and take Judgment of Light because I think in PvE, especially in Mythic Plus, you're probably going to... you're probably gonna want a little bit of extra healing, and it's just kind of doesn't really matter what else you pick. So this change that we made here, that Blizzard made, is actually made it a lot easier to get all of the talents that we kind of want. And you could make a decision here whether you wanted to kind of go down Mad Paragon route, or if you wanted to go over here and take go all the way down to Seal of Order. We could drop that, get Seal of Order. So of Dusk and Dawn and Seal of Order, these aren't working quite yet in the beta from my understanding, so it's not clear which one of those is going to kind of sim better. One thing that I like about Seal of Order is that it helps on AoE damage as well because it's going to increase your damage of all Holy Power spending abilities by 10%, so it's going to help you with your Divine Storm. Basically what Blizzard did with this is they took away a lot of these AoE kind of talents, and they made it where you don't have to actually take those talents if you don't want them. And the same is true over here with Golden Path and Seal of Mercy and stuff like that. You can go and take those talents, but they're very optional. You can take a build like this and you're not really losing anything. As far as damage wise, you can make a decision in these 2 rows over here, but you can get any of these 2 bottom talents that you want pretty easily without sacrificing a whole lot of stuff. You still get the Cavalier, you still get Divine Steed, you get all of the kind of baseline talents that you're expected to get. So I think that this change that they made to the baseline tree is really, really good. It's a really good first pass, I think, at this tree. And I wouldn't expect this tree to change a whole lot going into Dragonflight, and I really hope that they make similar changes over in the Ret tree. We've seen a lot of really good changes that they made in the Mage tree, in the Monk trees, in the a lot of other classes have had some really good passes. So I'm very confident that we're gonna have a really good tree here. So that is all for the video. Please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Yeah.